we need trade deals as fast as we can for Nebraska. We're an export state, and our corn and soybeans right now are being shut out of the market, and that's why Nebraska is on its heels right now. We've lost about 6% of our GDP, according to the economic numbers that are official, and that's not a good sign. And so if we can get some tariff deals and get these markets open back up, ultimately, that's what we want.
Nebraska has lost 6% of their GDP within this year alone, guys. And this is really, really sad to see. And at the end of the day, guys, why are we waiting for a trade deal? Why are we waiting for tariffs to go away or some kind of, magic to happen when we shouldn't even be here in the first place, guys? That's the reality. I can't go to the voting polls and make the decision for you. I can't do the research on what a tariff is for you, guys. A lot of farmers right now are really, really struggling, and they're going bankrupt right now. They're starting to regret their votes. That's the reality of it. And at the end of the day, yes, people made some bad decisions during the past election, and I think that they're dealing with the effects of what they made during that decision-making time. But at the end of the day, guys, it really sucks to see that people's lives are being affected by these policies, guys. People's farms are really, really shutting down right now because of these immigration. All these different things are truly playing a factor. As a whole, I'm just trying to be optimistic about the whole situation. I really hope the farmers are able to figure it out. Of course, they're finding out exactly what they voted for. Of course, we're in that stage now. But as a whole, I really hope we're able to get it together, because if not, we're going to see mass corporations of just farms, and no longer you're going to see personal farms. It's just going to be, big people buying up all the farms. That's the reality of it. But hey, I got more videos in there that are going to blow your mind. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well for more great content like this. Let's get to the rest of the video.
I have no doubt in my mind that there are farmers that are farming this year that will not be next year based on the farm economy. I mean, it's tough. I mean, it is really brutal out there. And some of it might just be older retired guys at a retirement age saying, the heck with this. I'm tired of watching all this equity slip away. I'm going to bow out. I'm done. I think there'll be some guys that will also say, or that the bank will just simply say, no, you're not farming again, and guys that can't get financed to farm another year. My question is, does this create opportunity for young guys up and coming, maybe have a job in town, to maybe finally get their hands on some ground to maybe rent? Or does this just simply allow the big to get bigger that much faster? I don't know. I kind of tend to think the big are going to get bigger faster, but what do you guys think?
I think we're seeing a big power move that's about to happen, honestly. I think this is really strategic, and we've seen this throughout this entire year. You're seeing insider trading. You're seeing Trump, manipulating the markets, and in 1 minute he's putting tariffs in, and he's saying, oh, go buy right here, and we're going to make a lot of money, and all these different things. I think this is a big business deal, and you're going to see a lot of corporations sweeping in and buying a lot of these farms. That's what you're going to, that's the reality of it. And at the end of the day, I'm not a farm expert. I'm not I'm not an expert in any of these things. But what I can tell you is that's just how business works, guys. They see any opportunity to be as profitable as possible. That's it.
In this latest edition of Fuck Around and Find Out, Nebraska, the state of Nebraska, going bankrupt. Nebraska farmers going bankrupt because of Trump's tariffs. They all love to vote for Trump out in Nebraska. Not all, but big majority of them. And look at now. Look what's happening to Nebraska. Going broke because of Trump.
I even saw this video right here of farmers within Louisiana that are now hiring. They're trying to replace their workers. And I don't know how valid this is. You sometimes find fake information on TikTok. But at the end of the day, guys, this is within Louisiana. You see, they're trying to offer people $11 per hour to work 9 to 10 hours per day and also work 7 days per week. And this is probably during some, the harvest season or the planting season of, that city or whatever the case is on that farm. But it's crazy to see, y'all. Let's check this out.
Guys, Trump has done it. He has brought jobs back to the United States. AM/PM staffing services are hiring farm pickers. You can pick blueberries at their client's farm in Loranger, Louisiana for $11 an hour, 9 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. I tell you what, That's just living the dream. Who doesn't want to work in the fields 10 hours a day for 3 months in the summer in Louisiana? Hell, kids will be out of school soon. Give them something to do during the summer. I hear the kids yearn for the fields. But seriously, who are they going to get to do that? Go out picking blueberries 70 hours a week for $11 an hour.
If we snapped our fingers and every single illegal immigrant in the United States disappeared, we would literally starve to death. You wonder why I'm so passionate about agriculture and so passionate about immigration as part of agriculture? It's that, guys. You don't know the whole picture. Now, should we have illegal immigrants working in the field? Should we have illegal immigrants working in construction? Should we have illegal immigrants working in hotels and wherever else they might be? No, we shouldn't. But they are, and there's tens of millions of them working in the system. So if we just say, hey, they got to get out of here, well, you have to have a solution before you just send people out the door. Now, I'm not talking about ethics today, and I've talked a lot about ethics. Let's just talk about economics. Let's just talk about the reality of economics. You send 10 million people out the door that are filling 10 million roles in the United States, and 80% of those people are working in agriculture. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think you're going to eat tomorrow if there's all of a sudden not people there to harvest, to pick, to pack, to drive the tractors, to do everything?
And it's not immediately, like, it's not going to be like tomorrow, right? Like, you're not getting food that's immediately off the shelf and coming over there, right? But at the same time, yeah, it is. It's a delayed indicator. It's a lagging indicator of what these policies are going to do. If you decide to shut down every single farm right now, where do you think we're going to get the food from?
You'd find yourself without any food in your mouth, any food in your stomach, and you would be starving to death. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because we can't just be stupid. We have to have a solution. The ethics aside, I'm frustrated by the ethics because I know the people that we're talking about, but I think you still want to eat. So no matter what, we got to look at a solution and not just complain about all of the people who are here illegally, because you'll starve to death without.
That's a fact. And honestly, that's what I've been saying this entire time. What is the solution? Of course, yeah. People who are criminals, people who are here and not doing any good and whatever the case is, by all means. But when people are on these farms and they're filling up these jobs, they're in these construction roles and all these different things, how do you put in a process that is a very effective process that's going to replace all these people and that's going to, keep these farms and all these businesses from shutting down? And I've always been saying this as a whole, guys. Why not work just as hard to get in some kind of legal status or visa or whatever the case is within the country as you are to get rid of them? If not, I mean, you're going to see it. It's already happening.
It's Joe from Georgia. So we're getting ready for the first domino to fall, and we know what happens after the first one falls. Well, the state of Nebraska, the governor, Jim Pillen, has asked the federal government for help because they're not going to be able to pay their bills this year. And here's the problem in Nebraska. They had over a $2 billion contract with the Chinese government to export soybeans to China. Well, out of that $2 billion, they've canceled all the contracts. So out of that $2 billion, $350 million was state revenue taxes. They're not getting any of that. And the governor also goes on to say that because the migrant farmers weren't able to work in Nebraska this summer, that those people didn't pay their taxes either. And the farmers who already have crops in the ground, folks, they've already spent their money. They're going to need help too because they're not getting any money from the contracts anymore. Wow. So Nebraska is the first state. And when you look at the Midwest, you're probably looking at Kansas, you're looking at Iowa, South Dakota, all of those places that are large exporters of grains to China and depend on migrant farm labor. They're not going to be able to pay their bills either.
Now, in the midst of what's going on within Nebraska, you've also got farmers as well. Just your normal farmers out here. I'm not even going to make this one political, but they're dealing with natural issues that's going on, right? Like, I think this is a wheat farm and he actually has to burn it. But I'll let the video speak for itself.
This is one of the saddest things I've ever had to do in my short tenure in farming. This has just been a really rough summer. This field usually produces really good wheat. And as you can see, the wheat is still here.
He's in Kansas, y'all. Kansas.
We cut wheat in like June-ish, mid-June. It's almost close to the middle of August, and we just cannot get the combines in here. It just keeps raining. The mud is too much, and the rain has gotten so bad to where you can see the wheat is just laying flat on the ground. The heads basically have no grain left in them anyways. So we decided just to bite the bullet burn the field and get the field ready for next year, I guess. It's part of it, but it doesn't take away from the stinging factor, I guess, from it. I had to call the landlord and let him know, like, hey, sorry to tell you this, we can't get it cut. There's just no way. Insurance will cover some of it, but you're never going to make up for the lost crop out here. It's tough. It's really tough, but it's part of it. We'll get through it. Thankfully, it's only like one field, about 100 acres or so. It's not the entire farm. So it's not really like a back-breaking deal, but it doesn't take away from the bad experience. At least we're getting rid of it in a very cool way. Just make sure it's a contained cool way. I would rather not start a wildfire in South Central Kansas, but you guys see that on the news randomly. It wasn't us.
And this is a wheat farm out in Kansas. And at the end of the day, guys, yeah, you have the tariffs, you have all the political things, all the policies that are affecting farms, but also you have natural causes that are affecting farmers right now. So yes, it will affect the prices at grocery stores and the cost of living and all these different things. It's a natural thing. That's just how the business works.
Hey there, TikTok. Well, I got a text message this morning from one of the landowners and said, I think your corn is destroyed. And, you know, he's not a farmer or nothing. And I was kind of thinking, yeah, you know, probably got some heavy rain, a little bit of gooseneck. You know, I had a little rain at home this morning. You know, this is about 8 miles away. And then he sent me a picture. And I tell you, I've never seen nothing like this. It's nuts. So here's a better view. I mean, just look at it. I put a picture on Facebook and somebody said, you know, can you get out there and bale it or cut it and bale it, chop it? Well, I mean, there's really nothing left. It is shredded. I mean, everything's laying on the ground and it's gone. So I'll just give you a little perspective here. You can see my kids standing out in the field here. I just walked across the fence line over here where we did have some soybeans, and you can see there as well. I mean, they are just completely shredded and stripped. So I was standing in the same soybean field here. I walked up to the road, and you can see there the power lines are all snapped off, laying in the field here. And you can kind of see how heavy the rain was just by everything that washed against what's left of the rows.
Oh, wow.
So like I said, this morning I got a text message from one of the landowners up here showing what it was, and I went back through the years of messages from him, and July 29th of 2021, a tornado came through here and basically did the same thing. The beans weren't stripped like quite this bad, but it was pretty close. Most of them were a complete loss then. So hitting the same area here again, it's ugly.
So here's how this started.
Donald Trump just said payments begin on August 1st.
And then it went to this.
We're getting $600 rebate checks. Rebates from the tariffs.
And then it went to this. Well, lady, you might want to continue wearing your hat and put a lot of sunscreen on, because you're going to be waiting by that mailbox for quite some time, because an article came out saying that no taxpayers will not be receiving stimulus checks this summer. And this article is from August 16th, 2025 from NBC4 Los Angeles, which is 15 days after your initial claim of August 1st.
I didn't know MAGA was really still out here waiting for these stimulus checks. Like, I thought we already wrote those off when the Doge thing and Elon decided to leave and everything like that. But I guess they're still waiting around for it. They're going to be waiting for some years now, if it ever even happens.
One thing I hear the most is that whenever I talk about deportation and Trump, everybody always says, well, every president in history of America has deported people. That's true. Okay? I get that. But in my 31 years of living, in my 31 years here in America, I was born here, I have never experienced as much racism as there is now with this new Trump administration. Because he's not just deporting people, he's dividing people. And I ain't never experienced that before.
Shout out to this creator right here, guys. Like, I've been waiting for somebody to say it, like more people to say it, guys, because at the end of the day, and I was talking about this the other day, we have not seen a more divided country like this since I don't know when. Do we even call it like the Civil War or anything? Like, it really is crazy to see how right now there is a mass line between honestly, I call it right and wrong, but you know, if you're on the other side, you probably say it's just right and wrong as well. So it's just crazy, guys. And right now, you got a president who's allowing people to just come out here and like he's made racism like really, he's made it normal. He's made it to where people can really say whatever, and it's called unfiltered and whatever words, whatever, y'all let me know what the word is. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, guys. It's called, you know, he's made it normal for people to just come out and say whatever it is they want to say, right? Like and there is no more lines. Like, you know, there was always, no matter when you talk to somebody, how you talk to somebody, where, there was always a line where you don't cross. But you're seeing more cases now every single day of just people, you know, just out in public or out in their neighborhood and out wherever else. And they're just like, you know, I can break this whole video down in a whole nother video, but it really does suck to see how like careless and how I even saw an article just just this morning actually, where Trump is trying to get rid of slavery within museums, guys. Like he's trying to delete history. And it, like, don't get me wrong, it was a tough time. It's a tough time for people to see and all these different things, but this is history. This is what happened. You can't go back and delete whatever it is that happened in our country's history. This was a long period. Like, this is a long time. And I'm not even being biased. I'm being as objective as possible. But at the same time, that's just not okay. It's like you can't go back and delete and erase what happened over in Germany. I'm not going to say the word. I don't want to get this video censored. I'm just saying in general, guys, like, this is the history. Like, what's happening right now within the country, like, it really does scare me. I'm not fear mongering. I'm just saying how it makes me feel.
Nebraska going into bankruptcy because of self-inflicted damage. They were team firing over here, saying, you know what, everybody pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Our ideology is nobody should get anything that they don't deserve. Now they want a bailout. They're asking for socialism. Socialism bad until I need socialism. Get the fuck out of here.
So this white American man went to a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, and he's seen a Mexican family eating. They were minding their own business. He immediately started to record them and himself and say that they're harassing him and bothering him. They haven't even talked to him. They're like 4 tables away from him, just doing their own thing. And it's just so shocking to me that it's so normal how this racism is getting, like, it's so crazy. And the saddest part about it, our own people are being racist. How is it that your own people are against you because they have a paper? What? If it was really that simple to become a legal citizen, don't you think everyone will be a legal citizen? Not every illegal immigrant is a criminal. Especially not like Donald Trump. If you're so against criminals, then why did you vote for Donald Trump? I don't understand. Oh, and by the way, for the ones that are against their own people, citizens are actually getting deported too because they look like this. Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, but they don't like to talk about that. They only talk about, oh, I got here. I got my papers. I'm legal within the country. I'm a citizen, whatever. And the people who came here illegally, they got to go, right? That's all they care about, guys. And that's why I say that we're more divided now than I think we've ever been in a long time. And it's really, and I'm not fear-mongering, I'm just saying what it is, guys. Like, we're headed to, like, really scary time. Like, we are. Like, if we continue on this pace, I really hope, like, we can find some kind of unity within the country. But as we are right now, like, it really makes no sense. And I constantly bring these videos and I constantly, like, talking about these things. But and people, I see people in the comment section, they're like, you know, and it's hate. That's it. I'm just going to leave it there. And honestly, I don't know how much I got to continue saying it, but, you know, I don't know. I just hope one day we can all figure it out and, you know, make it all make sense somehow, some way. I don't know. You know, it is what it is. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well for more great content like this. I will see you next video. We out. Let's go.